So for me, my mum and dad played a massive role in kind of getting me into the music that I listen to now. And my dad would always play all the old prog bands in the car, and me and my sister would always say to each other that we would never ever like it. And then I realised at about 13 or 14 that I absolutely loved it, and that my favourite bands were Yes and King Crimson.
Yeah, it was the same sort of thing for me, because when I was younger, the only music I'd hear was like from my dad's iPod in the car, so things like the Beatles, the Beach Boys, Pink Floyd and Queen, as well as like listening to Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds, every time we went on holiday or any long journey. That was all I listened to at that age. And then when I got older, I started discovering my own sort of thing, so I got really into metal and really into things with that sort of prog influence, like Biffy Clyro. So I think that has sort of led to this prog metal inspiration that we have as a band.
Yeah, for me in particular anyway, I come from the more progressive metal background. When I was younger, my dad sort of brought me up on bands like Metallica and Sabbath and Rush and all those, and my mum and dad were big Rick Wakeman fans. And I've been told that they have a fond memory of me running up and down the hallway in our house to Sir Lancelot and the Black Knight. And when I first met Linz, it was at university where we all met, but she was wearing this exact Genesis t-shirt, and I spotted her in a seminar and I was like, oh, you like prog? And she in fact did like prog. And we went watching Rick Wakeman shortly after that, after about a month of us being friends, and that really kicked off our writing process for what was to become Exploring Birdsong at some point down the line, and here we are.
When Matt and I first got into a room together, it was a case of there is a drum kit in the room and there is a piano in the room, and it just so happened that Matt's a drummer and I'm a keys player, so all the ideas that we had in that little room were born out of necessity almost, and quite often I would forget what I just played a second ago, and the times that Matt would catch it, he would say, oh, what's that, and then immediately play something right afterwards that would fit straight away, and they became their own little ideas. And then after Johnny arrived, they really, really did become fully formed ideas that would later slot themselves into songs and that we could refer back to later and say, oh, why don't we use this bit from 2015? And I think that after the addition of the bass, it really did inform our sound and kind of did bring about the distinctive element that I think we definitely have.
Yeah, it was interesting when I joined, and a lot of these songs that Matt and Linz had worked on were, pretty much there, and it was nice seeing them get more fully formed, putting the bass into the parts and, doubling up what the piano's doing or giving it its own parts within the songs and all this sort of thing. And then with the rooms that we were in, there were often keyboards there as well as the one that Linz was playing, so I started occasionally putting in extra stuff onto those keys, just to help sort of beef up the sound, and it was really nice because it helped define our keys oriented sound, because within the genre that we play, it's very saturated with guitars, which isn't a bad thing, but it means that it's nice for us to come along and be doing something with a different central instrumental sound, really.
So the Downpour and the Baptism were two songs that were written in a really short time frame. The Downpour was written in more or less a night, and the Baptism was 3 nights at most, I think. Both in my living room in Poland. But even though they're part of a larger concept, one thing that we're really cautious of is for the listener to be able to engage, be it musically, lyrically or whatever, regardless of whether they know the concept or not.
Well, Exploring Ideas came about really because we found that pretty early on, when we would tell people kind of what we're about and that we're a prog band, we didn't want people to be thinking that they had to set aside 20 minutes to listen to one of our tunes. So we wanted to really create something where you would get a really good idea of our sound in a short space of time, and that would really let people in on the organic writing process, really, because it really does come from small ideas that grow into something bigger, and I think the Exploring Ideas series really captures that.
With the Exploring Ideas series, it started off in the way that our writing processes tend to, in that Linz comes in with a piano idea, and we get to, take it apart and put it back together again, build on it and help it grow into a fully fledged piece or song. And it'll be nice when these ideas become recognisable sections in songs that we release further down the line.
Something that's really, really nice about playing shows for us is when we're partnered on a bill with a band that doesn't particularly have the same sound as us. Like the shows with Fiora and Annika van Giersbergen, where the crowd might usually be into the heavier side of prog. For those people in the crowd to still come up to us after the show and be really, really supportive and complimentary of what we do is something that we really, really appreciate, and it means a lot to the three of us.
One of the first things that we're going to be doing is we're going back into the studio in a few weeks to start recording and preparing for the extended release that we're going to be putting out. And then shortly after that, we're going to be heading down to London to support Godsticks at Camden Assembly. Woo! Yeah, so that's on the 5th of May. And then in November, we're on the bill for HRH Prog in Wales. So yeah, really, really super exciting.